Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Schubert, and today we're going to read one of my favorite stories, Stellaluna. And I love this story because it's about a mother and a baby bat, and I find it very sweet. A little sad for the bird and for the bat during the story, and I love the pictures. As we read the story, there are going to be words that we don't know, and that's what we're going to be practicing today, is figuring out what an unknown word means by using context clues. So if you look down here in pink, I put some tips. So things that we're going to be using as we read the story, we're going to be using the pictures. We're lucky that this one has so many pictures. We'll be also using other words that we know in the story, examples and definitions. So for example, if I said, my son was enthusiastic about his new gift, he was jumping around and excited. I used an example of how he was behaving so you now can figure out what enthusiastic means. There will be synonyms, which are words that mean the same thing, and antonyms, and they're words that mean the opposite. So when you're reading a sentence, sometimes they'll put in something like, he was enthusiastic or excited about his new gifts. Those synonyms help you figure out exactly what that unknown word means. So as we read the story today, we're going to stop and we're going to figure out what the words are. You don't always have a teacher around or a parent around to tell you what a word means. And really, it's great to figure out how to do that completely on your own. So we are going to read this story together. Stellaluna by Janelle Cannon. In a warm and sultry forest, far, far away, there once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. I'm already going to stop for a second because I see a word I don't know. You might have heard it, in a warm and sultry forest. So they put a synonym right in that. I'm going to read that part again, so see if you can figure out what sultry means. In a warm and sultry forest, far, far away. So what was the synonym you heard? Warm. Great job. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. I'll name you Stellaluna, she crooned. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna clutched to her breast as she flew out to search for food. I saw another one, clutched. I think maybe I know what it means, but each night, Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna clutched. Pause. Did you hear another word in there? I heard it. Listen one more time. Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna clutched. Yes, held onto nice and tight the way you would a baby. Good job. One night, as Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit, an owl spied her. On silent wings, the powerful bird swooped down upon the bats. Oh no! Do you see it? This is why I like this story, because there's such scary parts. But don't worry, it turns out okay. Dodging and shrieking, Mother Bat tried to escape, but the owl struck again and again, knocking Stellaluna into the air. Her baby wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. Down, down she went, faster and faster into the forest below. Oh no. But I saw a word in here I don't know, and it's limp. So I want to read this part again. We're going to use the pictures and some other hints in here, what we already know. Her baby wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. What is wet paper like? Can you write on wet paper? Nope. Can you fold it? Can you draw on it? No. So it is, the wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. So what does limp mean? Useless. Can she fly? No, you're right. Good job. Let's keep going. The dark, leafy tangle of branches caught Stellaluna as she fell. One twig was small enough for Stellaluna's tiny feet. Wrapping her wings around her, she clutched the thin branch, trembling with cold and fear. And there's clutched again. We had already learned about it. And now you can see in the picture, she clutched the branch with her feet. Yes, so she was hanging onto it, just like the mother was clutching her. Mother, Stellaluna squeaked. Where are you? By daybreak, the baby bat could hold on no longer. down, down. Again, she dropped. Always so nervous. Flump. Stellaluna landed headfirst into a soft, downy nest, startling the 3 baby birds who lived there. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. I don't know what the word clamber means, so we need to go back, we need to look at the picture, and we need to read this again. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest. So she's in it, and then she hung out of sight below it. So she was in the nest. Is she anymore? No. So what does that word mean? Yeah, clamber means she got out of it. Very good. She listened to the babble of 3 birds. What was that? Cried Flap. I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet, chirped Flitter. Shh, here comes Mama, hissed Pip. I wonder what's going to happen. Many, many times that day, Mama Bird flew away, always returning with food for her babies. Stellaluna was terribly hungry, but not for the crawling things Mama Bird brought. Finally, though, the bat could bear it no longer. She climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. Plop! In dropped a big green grasshopper. I guess if you're hungry enough, guys. But I really can't say much. I am in the Eat a Bug Club at Insectropolis, and I've eaten, what did I eat? Mealworms and a cricket. So I really can't say anything. Stellaluna learned to be like the birds. She stayed awake all day and slept at night. She ate bugs, even though they taste awful. Her bat ways were quickly disappearing, except for one thing. Stellaluna still liked to sleep hanging by her feet. Once, when Mama was away, the curious baby birds decided to try it too. And I love this picture. Look at the baby birds hanging upside down. So cute. When Mama Bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. I heard a word in there. Gripping. Let's reread and then look at the picture. When Mama Bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. What do you think gripping means? Yes, look at their feet. They're holding on. Very good. Eek! She cried. Get up here this instant. You're going to fall and break your necks. The birds clambered back into the nest, but Mama Bird stopped Stellaluna. You are teaching my children to do bad things. I will not let you back into this nest unless you promise to obey all the rules of this house. Stellaluna promised. She ate bugs without making faces. She slept in the nest at night, and she didn't hang by her feet. Stellaluna behaved as a good bird should. Is she a bird? No. How do you think her mom feels? Like her mama bat. I know, I would be missing my baby. All the babies grew quickly. Soon the nest became crowded. Mama Bird told them that it was time to learn to fly. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped from the nest. Their wings worked. I'm just like them, thought Stellaluna. I can fly too. Now, I want you to look. Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same. There's a word here I don't know. Gracefully. And I've heard the word grace before. So it's a name too, but it's not capitalized, so it doesn't mean a name. We're going to use the picture and we're going to listen. There's a word in here that's going to help us figure out what they're talking about. Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. So it's got to have to do with this branch and the way that they landed. So look at the birds. The birds look pretty typical, right? They landed gracefully, whatever that means. But if they landed gracefully, that means Stellaluna didn't land gracefully. How does Stellaluna look? Yeah, kind of a mess. Like, that's not the way you're supposed to land on a branch. The birds are sitting very nicely. So gracefully means like maybe the way you're supposed to do it. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking of it, Somebody used the word graceful to describe a dancer. So think about that and the way that the birds are landing. They look like they're sitting nicely. They did it all the right way. Ooh, how embarrassing. Poor Stellaluna. Now we know what the opposite of graceful looks like. So we know that the birds were graceful, and look at Stellaluna. Definitely not graceful, which is exactly what I would look like if I was to fly. The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew for hours, exercising their new wings. The sun is setting, warned Flitter. We have to go home now, or we'll get lost in the dark, said Flap. But Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. The three anxious birds went home without her. There's a word I don't know, anxious. I've heard of anxious before. Don't know if I exactly know what it means, though. So, the sun is setting, warned Flitter. So that's a warning. They're, not loving being out when it's dark. Do you guys like being out when it's dark? Okay, so think of that feeling. We better go home now or we'll get lost in the dark. Interesting. What do we know about bats? When are they awake? Yeah, normally they're awake at night. They can see at night. Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. The three anxious birds went home without her. So the sun is setting. Flitter warned them they're going to get lost. What does anxious mean? Yeah, it means nervous. Good job. There's Stellaluna. All alone, Stellaluna flew and flew until her wings ached and she dropped into a tree. I promised not to hang by my feet, Stellaluna sighed, so she hung by her thumbs and soon fell asleep. She didn't hear the soft sound of wings coming near. Oh, I hope it's somebody friendly. Hey, a loud voice said. Why are you hanging upside down? Now, wait a second. Is Stellaluna hanging upside down? No. Stellaluna's eyes opened wide. She saw a most peculiar face. Peculiar. I don't know that word. Let's help. So, what did she previously live with? The faces that she saw every day were birds. So this is a peculiar face. So a face maybe she hasn't seen before. So let's see if we can fit another word in peculiar. Stellaluna's eyes open wide. She saw a most peculiar face. What do you think? Good. A different face, a strange face. Good job. Because she has been seeing birds. I'm not upside down. You are, Stellaluna said. Ah, but you're a bat. Bats hang by their feet. You're hanging by your thumbs, so that makes you upside down, the creature said. I'm a bat. I'm hanging by my feet. That makes me right side up. Stellaluna was confused. Mama Bird told me I was upside down. She said I was wrong. Wrong for a bird, not a bat. More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stellaluna told them her story. You ate bugs? Stuttered one. You slept at night? Gasped another. How very strange, they all murmured. That's a word I don't know. So let's read these parts again. Think about a group of, and here it's bats, but think about a group of kids or adults sitting around and they seem maybe a little confused, like, you ate bugs? You slept at night? How very strange, they all murmured. So there's a group of them. What does murmured mean? Yeah, they're just like kind of talking to each other. Wait, let me look at this child. A bat pushed through the crowd. An owl attacked you? She asked. Sniffing Stellaluna's fur, she whispered, You are Stellaluna. You are my baby. Yay! I love that part. You escaped the owl? Cried Stellaluna. You survived? Survived. What do you think it means? So there was an owl. She said, "You escaped the owl? You survived?" What synonym could we replace with survived? Yes, you lived, you got away. Very good. Yes, said Mother Bat as she wrapped her wings around Stellaluna. Come with me and I'll show you where to find the most delicious fruit. You'll never have to eat another bug as long as you live. And look, they're back together. They look so happy. But it's nighttime, Stellaluna squeaked. We can't fly in the dark or we'll crash into trees. We're bats, said Mother Bat. We can see in the darkness. Come with us. Stellaluna was afraid, but she let go of the tree and dropped into the deep blue sky. Stellaluna could see. She felt as though rays of light shone from her eyes. She was able to see everything in her path. Soon the bats found a mango tree, and Stellaluna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. Soon the bats found a mango tree. Mango, mango, mango. I'm not 100% sure I know what mango means. Can you help me look at the picture? What do you think a mango is? Yeah, it's definitely something you eat. And what did Mama say that she could eat? As much of the fruit as she could hold. So what is a mango? A fruit. Good job. I'll never eat another bug as long as I lived, cheered Stellaluna as she stuffed herself full. I must help Pip, Flitter, and Flap. The next day, Stellaluna went to visit the birds. Come with me and meet my bat family, said Stellaluna. Okay, let's go, agreed Pip. They hang by their feet and they fly at night and they eat the best food in the world, Stellaluna explained to the birds on the way. As the birds flew among the bats, Flap said, I feel upside down here. So the birds hung by their feet. Wait until dark, Stellaluna said excitedly. We will fly by night. When night came, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap leapt from the tree to follow her. What does leapt mean? Right here. Stellaluna flew away, so she's gone. And Pip, Flitter, and Flap leapt from the tree to follow her. What do you think? Yeah, it's another word for jumped. Good job. I can't see a thing, yelled Pip. Neither can I, howled Flitter. Aye! Shrieked Flap. They're going to crash, gasped Stellaluna. I must rescue them. Stellaluna swooped down, grabbing her friends in the air. She lifted them to a tree, and the birds grasped a branch. Stellaluna hung from the limb above them. What is a limb? A limb has a few different meanings, but in this story, what is a limb? So Stellaluna hung from the limb above them. That's right. It's that tree branch right there. A limb is a tree branch. Good job. We're safe, said Stellaluna. Then she sighed. I wish you could see in the dark, too. We wish you could land on your feet, Flitter replied. Pip and Flap nodded. They perched in silence for a long time. Perched. Okay, look at the picture. They perched in silence. Where are they? On the limb. Good job. They perched in silence. So they're silently doing what? Sitting. You could perch on the couch if you wanted to. Sitting. How can we be so different and feel so much alike? Mused Flitter. Another word, mused. Let's see if we can find another word to fit in there. How can we be so different and feel so much alike? Blank, Flitter. What word could we fit there instead of mused? Yes, thought. Good job. And how can we feel so different and be so much alike? Wondered Pip. I think this is quite a mystery, Flap chirped. And actually, there was another clue here. So Flitter asked a question, mused Flitter. How can we feel so different and be so much alike? Wondered Pip. So those are synonyms too. I think it's quite a mystery, Flap chirped. I agree, said Stellaluna, but we're friends, and that's a fact. I love that story. I love that they find each other again, the mama and the baby, and I love that they made some new friends. You guys did a great job. Anytime you come across a word that you don't know, use the pictures, use other words in the story, use things that you already know. Try to replace the word with another word, and you will figure it out on your own. You guys did a great job, and I'll see you soon. Bye.